Russell of Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. Today is Thursday, September 25th. Hope you guys are doing well. Ready for the weekend? Yeah, I am too. You know what? We got one more day and we'll be in the weekend, right? Friday is at least half the day, right? Maybe I'll work half a day and then, the rest of the Friday will be my weekend or the beginning of the weekend, right? No football game this weekend, meaning no high school game. One of my kids plays football, so no, they have a bye week this week, so I don't have to, go to a game tomorrow night, which I enjoy. I do enjoy going to the games, right? But you know what? If there's a Friday and I don't have to go to a game, you know what? That's all right, okay? It's okay. That is okay. So anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're ready for the weekend. I just talked about that, right? So anyway, this is the daily check-in. I do a daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I will never do a daily check-in or on air with Russell of Hotels. You know that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about? That comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, right? I'll never do one of them or any of them without showcasing a hotel, okay? Because that's what I do, right? I couldn't be Russell of Hotels if I'm not showcasing or talking about hotels, right? Well, in this case, I'm showcasing a hotel or hotels. But today is the Ambrose Hotel in Santa Monica, okay? Ambrose Hotel. And I want to say the official name is the Ambrose Hotel. Sometimes you want to, the names, you want to think about the names because you put the in front of something, alphabetical order, well, it's not the first, right? But if there's like the company name or the hotel name is called Ambrose, that's A, right? So that's going to come up first on any search, right? Because it's alphabetical order. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there. But it's called the Ambrose Hotel. I want to say that's the official name, but I think on here I just put Ambrose Hotel. Anyway, it's in Santa Monica, okay? So hopefully I don't get in trouble for saying that. But no, I'm just joking. But yeah, so this is actually my first time going to the hotel yesterday. I was live from there yesterday, right? So I took photos, a lot of photos, videos, and of course I'm going to show it on, this platform here. So so I loaded all of them there, and now I have some photos to show of the hotel so you can see. Because yesterday when I did it live on, on property, I can only show where I am, right? I can't show because I don't travel with the green screen and all that kind of stuff, right? So if I happen to be outside, well, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see the courtyard area, which is right here, the garden courtyard area, the entrance to the hotel. So actually this right here, the photo right there is like the entrance to the hotel, which happens to be, their garden area, which is like just a great area. Boutique hotel, 77 rooms. Just a great hotel, man. I just loved it. I loved it. I'm excited about it. Let's see. Let me just make sure I turn these things off. We are live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube and you don't subscribe to my channel, shame on you, but please subscribe to my channel. And then that way you can get, there's comments. You can make comments in real time. I just lost my train of thought. You can make comments in real time if you're on YouTube. If you're on LinkedIn, you can make comments, but unfortunately they won't be in real time, meaning I won't be able to see them right now in real time on the screen. But if you're on YouTube, just go to YouTube right now and do it. But if you're on LinkedIn, if you don't have a choice, you can make comments on LinkedIn as well. It's just that I won't be able to respond to them until I'm off of the show, okay? Because yesterday someone had made some comment, quite a few comments, right? And I couldn't respond to them. I actually saw them on LinkedIn later. I'm like, well, I can't do anything with these comments. I mean, of course I made my comments after the fact, but if they just, went on to YouTube, we can have conversations right now because it's all about the engagement. So anyway, enough of that. And these shows don't have to be that long. I'm just trying to draw it out for whatever reason. That's because that's just me. But anyway, the comments are open, so feel free to make a comment if that's what you want to do. Yeah, one of the top 50 social media influencers in global hospitality. I always want to put that up there because people don't always know. They probably, I'm just going to say, people don't always know what you do unless you tell them, right? And sometimes when you tell them, it could have been a while back and maybe they've forgotten. People have lives and people, don't remember everything that you do. Hopefully they remember things that they do. but sometimes they don't remember what you do, right? So it's important that you always remind people like, hey, did you happen to know, not that you're tooting your own horn, but hey, I happen to be one of the top 50 social media influencers in global hospitality for 2025. Okay. Oh my God, really? I didn't know that. Well, now you know, right? Just like I didn't know this hotel, the Ambrose Hotel in Santa Monica. I didn't know it existed until a friend of mine received a job there, and she's now the director of sales there, right? I did not know that this hotel was there in Santa Monica. When she mentioned it, I'm like, where is that? The Ambrose. You don't know, and this is what she said. This is what she said. She said, you're Russell of Hotels and you don't know about this hotel? I'm like, no, I don't. Okay, where is it? It's in Santa Monica. Where in Santa Monica? Okay, it's on 20th or 22nd? 22nd Street, I believe. So right across from, or right around the corner from like the Santa Monica Medical Center, all the offices and things like that in Santa Monica, medical offices, medical buildings. It's right around there, and it's in a kind of a residential area as well. And you may have driven by it, or I may have driven by it and turned right next to it, because it sits right on the corner, right? I may have driven right by it and didn't even know that that was a hotel. So there you go. I mean, that's just how it is, right? Sometimes, visibility. I always talk about visibility is the key, right? And if I don't see it on like a lot of the social media posting, because I follow tons of hotels on social media, right? Not just LinkedIn, but IG, TikTok, all these different platforms. And if you don't show up on those, well, kind of shame on you, right? Well, how are you going to blame me for not knowing, right? So, but I don't know every single hotel around the world or even in the United States, right? So it's good that people tell me this, and that way, if it's local or if it's somewhere that I can get to in my travels, guess what? I'm going to go check it out. So yesterday I went to check it out and I was pleasantly surprised. Very nice hotel, boutique-ish, just a charming, can I say that? Charming? I was going to say cute, but cute, charming. I'll just say charming. It's a charming hotel, right? So I would definitely go back. I'll definitely check it out. If I was in the area, you should definitely go and check it out. The Ambrose Hotel. And of course, it's small, 77 rooms, but, they have rooms with 2 double beds and things like that. So it's good for the smaller groups, but, most professional groups, they don't use doubles, right? They use single bedded rooms, right? But maybe you had a little small group that was getting together and they all knew each other, okay? Maybe they're all couples. Maybe a couples retreat or something like that. Hey, I just thought I'd throw that out there. They do have a boardroom there that has a board table in it. I think I will show that to you. I think it sits like maybe 16 people or something like that. So ideal for like a intimate group, a gathering, board members. Maybe you have 15 board members, or you got enough space for that, right? So, but no, very nice, very, very charming. And I'm going to show the hotel. So once again, one of the top 50 influencers. This show on air, or the show that I do on air with Russell of Hotels, is kind of the catalyst for this whole social media influencer thing, because I've been doing this. I've done 314 episodes on air with Russell of Hotels. It comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, right? Live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. So I've done 314 episodes. So I started back in 2019 doing this show, right? Did I know this was going to come up? No, I didn't know that. I didn't know the International Hospitality Institute was going to, throw me a bone and say, hey, you know what? We want to recognize you as, one of these top 50 people. But I appreciate it, right? So I'm very grateful and I'm very appreciative that somebody looks at the work that I do, the content that we create. And it's not just me, there's 49 other people. So shout out to the other 49 other people that create content just like I do. So there you go. So if you didn't know, now you know. Okay. So speaking of the boardroom, this is it. This is the boardroom right there. See, I just said it. And why does that look a little dark right there? Would it be better if I put yellow? Let's see. I'm just changing the font color. I'm just changing the font color on the bottom. So to my blog, okay? So I always have to mention the blog just in case you guys forget. So anytime I do a topic, which is most of the time that I do a show like on air or this daily check-in, there's always a topic, right? So I always normally I put the topic on my blog first, then I do the show. Then that way you can look it up if you want to. Just go russellofhotels.com. That is my website address. I mean, just check it out. Or is it got a website address? Yeah, I guess so, right? Just go to my website, russellofhotels.com, and just go to the blog section, hit the button, bing, it'll go bing, and then you'll see blog, and then any topic that I'm discussing will be on the blog. In fact, today's topic is already there. So make sure you go there. You don't have to write anything down because I give a lot of information, right? But you don't have to write anything down. You don't have to commit anything to memory, okay? Just go to the blog and look it up and you'll see it right there, right? Oh my God, I can copy this. Yeah, you can copy it. You can photocopy, you can copy and paste it. Whatever you want to do with information, you do with it because it's for you, right? So once again, this is the board meeting. And like I said, it's very nice. I mean, would you say it's not charming? Okay, it's very charming, very nice, very aesthetically pleasing. And they said they renovated back in 2019, but it is whoever the engineering department is, they do a great job. Because believe me, I pay attention to detail when it comes to cracks and maybe paint that things that need to be painted. Shears in the bedrooms that need to be changed. So shout out to the housekeeping department as well as the engineering. They do a pretty good job, okay? I didn't look at everything top to bottom, but the things that I saw, the public space that I saw, was definitely definitely good. So they do a great job there. So if you're in the area, just check it out. Just check it out. So once again, go to the blog, russellofhotels.com. Just go to the blog and you'll see the topics that I talk about. You see some of the hotels that I've been to. Also, you can just check out the entire website because there's a lot of information there. Who I am, what I do, how I can help people, or how I do help people. Exactly what do I do, right? A lot of people think, oh, he's a meeting planner or he does hotel site selection. Well, that's the tip of the iceberg, okay? There's other things that I do, primarily marketing and branding, okay, which we tend to forget about or we put it on the back burner. When I say we as salespeople, we as people within this hospitality space, if you're a hotel person, if you're a DMO person, CVB person, tourism person, I mean, all those things, we have to be more visible. That's the key, right? The key right now is visibility, okay? That's it. Be visible. And how can we be visible? I know we go to our shows, we go to our conferences, we do all these things, and that's great, okay? But what happens when the shows stop, when the show is over? Are we posting things? Because we take tons of photos, okay? We do that. But are we, doing like things like this, like, kind of live conversations where, telling our story, or I'm here and this is how I started or whatever, because that resonates with people. People just don't want to just see still photos, okay? People just don't want to see a boardroom table, okay? I happen to be showing it, but I'm having a conversation about it, right? So people just don't want to see that anymore. That doesn't excite them. That's not going to excite them to, oh, I want to book that because they have a boardroom and it seats 16 people. Ooh, wow. Ooh, wow. I got a book there. No. So no, it's all about the connection that you have with the people. You don't have a connection with the hotel, okay? The hotel is not calling you up. They're not emailing you, okay? They're not sending that proposal over. They're not the one giving you the rate. They're not the one serving you the dinner or whatever. They're not doing any of that. It's the people that are involved with it. You want to hear the story about the people. Maybe you want to hear about why this hotel was built. Maybe you want to hear that this hotel is owned by a woman. It's woman-owned. Okay? What? Yes. Yeah, I got that yesterday, right? That's the story, right? I'm like, okay, this is cool. I like that. So there's a story behind every single hotel that's out there, but people tend to not tell the stories, right? They don't think it's important. Well, no, it is important. People want to hear that, but they want to hear it from you, that salesperson, the person that's the one that's, trying to get someone's business, right? They want to hear that from you. So there you go. I have to say it, right? Because some people don't realize that they are the brand. Some people don't get it. They're like, Oh, I work for this hotel. Well, okay, the hotel's not calling me. Okay, you have to be the one out there shaking the pom poms. Okay, you have to be the biggest advocate. I always say that, shaking the pom poms. People are like, what does that mean? Bottom line, you have to be the biggest advocate. You have to be the biggest brand advocate for your brand. And that brand is you. It starts with you first. Then, of course, it goes to maybe you represent the hotel. Maybe you represent the Ambrose Hotel in Santa Monica, okay? Well, it starts with you, because the people are going to buy you. They have to be comfortable with you before they become comfortable with the Ambrose. That's just it, right? So, I mean, people will, if they like you and they resonate with you, they'll accept some other stuff that the hotel may not have because they like you. They know you're going to deliver on what you said you're going to deliver on. So yeah, so it's all about you first. And people want to see you. People want to see how visible you are. Okay, they want to see that brand elevated. Like I'm elevating this brand. Okay, I'm just gonna throw it out here. How many people knew this hotel existed? Well, I didn't up until a couple weeks ago. I didn't know this hotel even existed. Right. So my job now that I've seen it is to elevate it as much as I can, right? So if that means I'm gonna show it on my, my shows that I do, the On Air with Russell of Hotels, or this daily check-in, well, that's what I'm gonna do, right? Because that's what I do. My job is to elevate brands, right? So there you go. It's all about the marketing. It's all about the branding. That's what it is with me. Just if you didn't know, now you know. Okay, let's move on. Like I said, these things don't have to be that long. I'm at 17 minutes already. Okay, what's the topic for today? Why you should never go see a client empty-handed. Now, this came up, okay, there's always some inspiration from my topics. There's always something that inspires me I'm going to discuss this today. Because believe me, I don't have a whole thing where, for the whole week, like I did last week and said, okay, this week, these are the topics I'm going to cover. No, I do this. I kind of get inspiration from different things. I may see someone on LinkedIn. I may get a phone call from somebody and they may ask me questions, because that happens a lot, where people will call me and say, hey, I was thinking about this. What do you think about that? Can you give me some advice on this, and that? And, sometimes I say, okay, if you're asking that, maybe that'd be a good topic. Well, today, early this morning, I happen to be looking at LinkedIn, okay, which I do all day, every day, right, for the most part. And I see Ernesto Alonso, okay. Now, Ernesto is the Assistant Director of Sales and Marketing at the Hilton Universal, okay, Hilton Universal, which is right next to Universal Studios, okay. I think it's the closest hotel to Universal Studios. The closest you can get, as from a hotel, is the Hilton, right? It's right across the street. I mean, literally right across from Universal Studios. So if you're looking for the closest hotel to Universal Studios, it's the Hilton, okay. Sits on the hill right across from Universal Studios. So there you go. You heard it from me. So anyway, okay, so Ernesto, I used to work with him, okay? Great guy, eager, just one of those people that knows what it takes to get business, okay? That will do anything it takes to get some business. But he takes care of his clients, right? So I'm trying to change something here because there's something behind me. There's like a glare, and I have to see sometimes, because I have a green screen, right? And sometimes there's a glare from the sun, because the sun changes direction, and that's why I'm adjusting myself. Because if I adjust myself, I'm a little higher, maybe you can't see. See, there you go. You can't see it, right? Okay, maybe you can't. Okay, maybe you can now. I gotta put my shoulder up. Okay. Some people are like, they're knowing what I'm doing, right? They're like, oh my God, what is he doing? Oh, okay, I see. Anyway, so we're gonna make sure that you can't see it. But anyway, okay, so getting back to the Ernesto Alonso story. So he's, like I said, he's a ADOS with the Hilton and Hilton Universal, which is in Universal City, right down the street from Hollywood. Okay, so this morning he posted a photo about him going to see a client. Well, he went to go see a client, but he had a box of a bag of Portos. Now, anyone in Southern California knows Portos is like this. Do I want to say it's an Italian bakery? I mean, they have these, and I don't eat these anymore because they have a lot of butter and milk and dairy products in them. But they're called cheese rolls. Now, I'm not sure what he gave his clients, but the cheese rolls are addicting. And if you never had one before, you would be a believer and you would be worshiping these cheese rolls, right? So, and I don't know because they have many things on the menu, but when I think of Portos, I'm always thinking about the cheese roll. Like, oh my God, those things are to die for. And anyone that brings me that, if back when I was eating it, you got a client for life because once you eat these things, oh, woo. So anyway, I don't even know where he went, where he was, but I just saw him. He had photos of him meeting with his clients with a box of Portos. Okay, whatever kind of goodies there were a whole box of them. I'm sure it was like a dozen of whatever it was. There had to be a bunch of them in there because the people they looked so happy and just like ready to sign a contract. Okay, that's what you want, right? So you should never. So when I saw that, it just made me think of a topic, and I said, you know what? You never, because I always used to tell the sales managers, you never go to a client empty-handed, because people go with their brochures or a business card. Because I'm like, what are you taking? My business cards and a proposal. I mean, or a proposal and whatever. The what do you call it? What do you call it? I can't think of what the heck you call it. Whatever collateral that we have for hotels, right? And I'm like, that's all you taking? And so you're not gonna take any cookies? You're not take. Well, where do I get the cookies from? I'm like, come on now, you got to be kidding me. So anyway, so that's one of the things that I instill with my sales team, where never go to a client empty-handed. Find out what they like, right? If they like craft beers, I mean, go to the store, go to whatever specialty market and get the beer. Get a 6-pack of whatever specialty beers that they like, or a bottle of wine, whatever it is, because you want to make an impact. You're not just going there just to hang out. You're going there to build a connection, right? So there's 3 things. Okay, so there's 3 things that that I came up with. Okay. So why you should never go. I was just looking at the comment just popped up. Why you should never go see a client empty-handed. Number 1, personalization builds connection. Anybody can drop off a business card or a generic proposal, but when you take the time to learn what your client actually likes, whether it's a certain snack, coffee, or even a team they support, like say they're a Rams fan, take them a Rams shirt, okay? What's wrong with that? Nothing. Whether it's a certain snack, coffee, or even a team they support, and bring that with you. It shows you're paying attention, meaning you listen to them, right? They mentioned to you, I'm a big Rams fan. I love going to the Rams game. That's how you move from salesperson to a trusted partner. And that's what we want, right? We don't just want to be the salesperson, right? We want to be a trusted partner. Like, oh my God, whenever there's a hotel need, they call you because they know you're that trusted partner, okay? So, and you're not going to get that if you just take business card and a proposal all the time, okay? No one wants that, okay? Okay, they may need the proposal, right? But you're probably gonna get a lot further along if you bring something along with it, something sweet, something, whatever they like. But find out what they like before, because you don't want to take a bunch of sweets to someone that can't eat sweets, right? So ask questions, have a conversation, know your clients, right? So know what they like before you start doing this. But a lot of people, like I said, like, goodies and things like that. Hey, Portos, oh my God. Like I said, if somebody brought me Portos, even maybe today, right? If someone would eat them, okay? Maybe it wouldn't be me, but somebody in this house would eat them, okay? And they would be appreciative that you brought that. That's like at the top, right? To me, Portos is the top. Okay, the top thing you can bring anybody is something from Portos. Anyway, the second one, it makes you memorable. Clients meet with dozens of hotel reps. That's true. CVBs and vendors most blur together, but if you walk in with something thoughtful that ties back to them, you stand out. Long after the proposal gets filed away, they'll remember you. So even after that portals is gone, they're going to remember. And guess what? They're not only going to remember, but let's say there's other people in the office, okay? Hey, who was that guy that brought those portals? Oh, that's my hotel rep. Oh my God, it could be another department, right? Hey, I have some hotel needs too. You think you can give me his number so I can call him or his email or whatever? Oh yeah, of course. Ernesto's great. Oh, he does this, he does that. I'm using Ernesto now, right? Because he's the one with the portals, right? So those are the things that you want to do. It makes it memorable. It makes him memorable, okay? No one in that office is going to forget about the portals. He brought a whole a bag and a box of portals, okay? And it says portals on it. That's how I know, okay? It said it on there, right? So, okay. And the last one, it's Hospitality 101. Hospitality is about creating moments. Bringing a personalized goodie or thoughtful item is an extension of that philosophy. You're practicing what you preach. You're not just telling them your hotel. Wait a minute. I'm trying to read this stuff and I can't even read it. You're practicing what you preach. You're not just telling them your hotel is about experiences. You're showing it. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Bottom line, don't just show up with paperwork. Show up with value and something that makes the client smile. That's how relationships and bookings are built, okay? So never, ever, salespeople, listen to it one more time. Never show up empty-handed to a client, okay, to a meeting with a client, an appointment with a client. Always bring something with you. Not just your business card, not just the proposal that you say you're going to bring them. Bring something memorable that they're going to remember you by. Personalization builds connection. It makes you memorable. And it's Hospitality 101. So that's like the minimum things you should do. You should always remember this, right? Always remember that. So there you go. There you go. Wasn't that a good one? I think so. I think so. So once again, this is the Ambrose Hotel. Let me change this font. See the font? I guess I didn't have this shirt on before. And so you can't really see. Let me just change it real quick. Boom. So, okay, show number 314. No, I just did 314. So this is going to be show number 315 coming up. So let me just change that. See how you can change these things on the fly? You don't even know what I'm doing, okay? You didn't know I was just changing it on the fly because that's what Ecamm allows me to do. So show number 315 of On Air with Russell of Hotels will be this coming Tuesday at 1 p.m. PST. That means in California, right? So if you're on the East Coast, that's okay. You can catch us at 4 o'clock, okay? Or if you can't catch me live, that's okay. Check me out on the replay on YouTube, LinkedIn. I put it on Facebook as well. And I'll put it on IG too. So make sure you check it out. If you didn't check out yesterday's or 2 days ago's actually, right? The replay is there, so check it out. Okay, so there you go. There you go. And that's another shot of the okay, so this is kind of, there's a patio right out there. I think this is where you come in, right? If I'm not mistaken. So there's like a bar, and I think I already showed that in back of this, and this is the sitting area for that. Or you can open that sliding glass door and go outside and enjoy whatever your drink, your whatever, your Danish, your meal, whatever, your coffee, your drink, whatever. But like I said, just a charming hotel. It is right here. So this is on the opposite side of this, right? So just a very nice hotel. As you can see, right? I mean, I'm not showing anything that you guys wouldn't be pleasantly surprised with to come and check out, right? Like, oh my God, I need to go check that out. I never seen that hotel. I didn't know that hotel even existed, right? I need to go check it out, right? So that's what this is all about, right? It's all about, brand visibility, right? It's, like it starts with you, but you do have to show some things about your hotel as well, right? But it starts with you. About you talking about your brand, right? You discussing what's going on. You telling the story that this is a woman-owned hotel, right? And how it started and why it started and all the things and the sustainability aspect of the hotel. All those kind of things, because there is a sustainability aspect of it as well. But those are things that, you have to talk about, you have to discuss. That's about the storytelling, right? So you should always tell the story. There you go. And this is their library. They call this the library. And it's just a little area that has books. So, of course, it's called a library. And this is just the one side. There's another side to it that has more books because somebody saying That doesn't look like a library to me. I don't see the books there. Somebody out there is saying that, but stop, okay? But yeah, believe me, it has more books, okay? So, oh, that was a good one. So anyway, that's about it, right? So normally it is about 25, 30 minutes. Well, I'm at 30 minutes right now. So there you go. So once again, any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me, russell@russellofhotels.com. That is my email address. Or you can go to my website, russellofhotels.com. My phone number is there. My email is there as well. You can call me because a lot of people, they opt to just, let me just ask this dude this question. They opt to call me, which is good, right? I love that. It doesn't matter how you communicate with me. Just communicate with me. That's all that matters, okay? So I get many phone calls. I get many emails, okay? So, and you can also send messages on LinkedIn, YouTube, IG, TikTok, Facebook, however you want to get a hold of me. It's about you. It's not about how I want to receive the messages. No, it's about how you want to get in touch with me. I'm going to receive anything that you do. So there you go. Always remember, what was this? Visibility is not luck, it's strategy. Okay. We need to stop hiding, first of all. Okay. We need to stop hiding and getting out more. And what I mean by getting out more, I know we're already going to our events and our conferences and things like that. But what happens when you're not doing the conferences and events, right? You can't expect results if you're hiding, okay? And I say it, and I'm honest about this. I think people hide. They don't want to be seen, okay? Well, and then when it comes down to, well, did I make my budget, versus, someone else that did make their budget? Well, a lot of times it comes down to that. It comes down to being more visible. And your hotel may not be any better than the hotel that's being visible, okay, or the people that represent that hotel that's not being visible, right? It may not be any better, but because they've seen them more, they get more comfortable with those people, okay? That's just it. I mean, that's it. It's marketing, right? We spend so much time in direct selling, person to person, that we don't think about the branding aspect of it, okay? When we have these directors of sales and marketing, and really all they do is sell, okay? They're not marketing anything, okay? That's why a lot of hotels, the bigger hotels, or even the smaller boutique hotels, they have a separate like PR company, marketing department, all these kind of things, right? Which I don't see why they have all that. And well, now I know. Back in the day, I didn't realize, well, why did they have all this? Why can't I do all this, right? Well, they were doing it, but I'm finding out as a director of sales and marketing that they really weren't doing anything. They're only doing what we told them to do. Well, I said, well, why don't I just cut them out and I just do what I think should be done anyway, okay, and then save some money for the hotel. But it is what it is. Ownerships do what they do, but you got to show your value. You got to show your worth, right? So make sure that we're doing everything that we can to bring people in. And if that's being more visible, it's a strategy. It's not luck that people find you online, right? No, it's because you're doing it and you're consistent. It's a repetitive thing, right? You can't just do it one time and expect people, that it's going to work, right? Just like we go on these sales missions and these conferences and trade shows and all these different things one time, and then we think that we're going to get business from it? How many times do we go to these things and we walk away with business? We don't, okay? It's a constant thing, right? You have to follow up. You have to do all those different things. It's the same thing with being visible. You can't just be visible one time and expect, oh my God, I know who Russell of Hotel is now. No, I do this. And remember, I've done this I've done on air with Russell of Hotels 314 times, okay? If that's not consistent, I don't know what consistent is. But do you think that everyone knows who I am? No, they don't. And I always tell people this. It's not for the people that know who I am or what I do. It's for the people that don't know. So it's a constant thing. I'm going to be doing this until I die, okay? Because it's all about consistency. It's all about showing up, right? And I'm not hiding, right? So if I just fast forward, or not fast forward, but I always look back on my career and my last property. And I always say, what would I do different? If I was back on property now, what would I do different? And what the main thing I would do is be more visible. I would be more visible and my sales team would be more visible. Because to me, the long game is marketing. It's not the sales part of it. It's the marketing. We already know how to sell, right? We already know how to get, talk to people. We already know that. But it's all about visibility. It's all about the one that people see the most is going to get the business. And it doesn't matter. Your hotel could be substandard to the one across the street. But if you're being visible all the time, people are going to start seeing you. People are going to start asking questions. People are going to want to, I need to come check out that hotel because it's Russell. I mean, he's always on talking about something, right? And that's how it is now, right, for me. So people may not know what Russell of Hotels is or what it stands for, but people will call me and ask me. They'll send me emails. Can you explain exactly what you do? Okay, you said you do hotel site selection. What does that mean? Okay, that's fine. And I'll explain what that is, right? So my company, Russell of Hotels, the company's called Russell of Hotels, right? That's the name of the company, right? And I just happen to be Russell of Hotels, but my name is Russell Edmond, okay? So people will ask me, well, okay, what does Russell of Hotels do? I say, well, I do a myriad of things, right? But the main things are elevating one's brand, okay? That's one thing that I do that I, not just for the hotels, but for the people that represent the hotels, right? So I don't know if you guys have seen the conversations I've been having with people, and these were at trade shows, right? Or conferences like North Stars, Destination Southeast, or North Stars, Destination Midwest, right? So I was able to interview, some people call these interviews, right? Having a conversation with people about their brand, meaning their personal, how they got started in the industry. So we talk about the questions I'm asking are about them, right? Because a lot of times people they want to know ahead of time. I need to know the questions first. What questions are you going to ask me? And I never give them the questions, right? I just tell them this. It's about you. It's everything's about you. So this is the opportunity for you to talk about who you are, what you do, and how you can help people. How you got started in this industry. What is your story? Okay? How'd you end up at this hotel? Not end up, but how'd you get to this hotel? Give me your progression, your career progression. Tell me about your hotel. I mean, those are things that I'm asking questions about, right? It's a conversation. It's not an interview. They're just conversations that I'm having with people. So, and it's all about the marketing part. So I help elevate their brand, which in turn elevates the brand they represent. Okay. So their personal brand, because it starts with them, and then they start talking about their hotel or their DMO or whatever hospitality entity they happen to represent. And that's what it's all about. That's where it starts. That's where it should start. And then just continuously you post things, and there you go. And then that's where it starts. But it has to be consistent. It's a consistency thing, right? It's not just one and done. Okay, I'm one. I did it once. I did it already. When did you do it? Like, I don't know, about 3 weeks ago. Well, that ain't enough, right? Hotels should post things. I say daily, okay, because that's what I do. I post something every single day. Even on the weekends, I post things, right? But they don't work as hard as I do. They don't post as much as I do. So which means they don't work as hard as I do. They don't. There you go. But in order to win, in order to start, because it's all about, like I said, people have to be comfortable with you. They have to see you multiple times, many times before they start saying, okay, let me check this out. Because what people don't know, and maybe you do know, 60% of the people that watch a show like this, like something on, IG, LinkedIn, whatever, I want to say it's by 64%. And these are not my stats. These are the stats. These are stats that come from people that watch these things, right? 64% of the people, they see the Ambrose Hotel Santa Monica. 60% of the people will look that up. They will Google that. Ambrose Hotel in Santa Monica. 64% of the people that are watching this will Google the Ambrose Santa Monica because they want to know, because they saw it on, somebody that may be quote unquote reputable, and they say, okay, let me check it out. Just like 64% will look up Russell of Hotels. I mean, I see it all the time, right? I see it on my, you get the stats for your website and how much traffic comes through. Yeah, it tends to spike when I do one of these things. And that's the same thing. It would spike the Ambrose, hotel. They would look it up and say, okay, let me check it out. Oh, this is a nice hotel. Oh, it is charming or whatever. So just remember those things. Or if you didn't know, do your research. So that's what it's all about. So when I say elevating, being visible, I mean, that's what it's all about. That's the game now. Okay. You have to change with the times. Okay. That's what it comes out to. Change with the times. If the times say we need to be more visible, well, then damn it, be more visible. That's just it. So anyway, that's it. Sorry, I got a little wordy there, but hey, that's what I do. I'm a wordy person. And if it makes sense, I'm going to share it with you. So anyway, that is it. And it took 41 minutes to do that. Oh my God. I didn't plan on doing 41 minutes, but that's okay. It's all right. I didn't have anything else to do anyway. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Happy Thursday. Have a great weekend, or, have a good evening, because I'm going to do this again tomorrow because it's Friday, right? Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the daily check-in, okay? So you guys have a great day. And as always, peace.